Hey, it's Alina Wilson here with Estimate Mastery, and I'm back with part 2 of this video series that we're calling the 3 reasons you're losing money on your insurance related jobs. So today we're going to talk all about why you should use Xactimate if you're not, and if you are, how you should leverage Xactimate with the insurance company, and a couple of things you can do to look more professional to the homeowner, and then also make sure you're not leaving money behind. So super excited to show you what we got today. Let's go take a look. All right, let's start with why you should be using Xactimate if you're not using it already. So the first thing that it does is it brings a level of professionalism to your work, to the equation, because you're using the same software as the insurance company, and you can have the right discussions, the right conversations, because you're using the same software. So instead of showing up with something like a QuickBooks invoice, or maybe use AccuLinks or JobNovice or something like that, that's all fine, and that's gotten to you where you are right now. But I would advocate by using Xactimate, you can show the adjuster exactly line by line where they are deficient in their estimate. And you're using the same pricing system, so they can't accuse you of, price fixing or whatever they're going to come up with, pull out of their sleeve. You could say, no, I'm using the same price as you. Obviously, you have these 5 line items, but we need 15 in order to get this job done. So you can speak the language of the adjuster and really show them, black and white where they are deficient on their estimate, why they should pay overhead and profit on your estimate. And they could show the homeowner exactly, look, Tom, here's what's going to happen. I've written this up in the same software as the insurance company. And, here, Mr. Tom Homeowner, I wanted to let you know that they came in at about 10 and I'm already at 25,000 and we haven't even removed the roof yet. So just having the homeowner be involved that, hey, yeah, there's a big disparity. So when the adjuster calls the homeowner and goes, do you know what your contractor's charging? Tom can go, yeah, I do. And he explained to me how your estimate sucks. You're missing like 10 line items, Mr. Adjuster. They can actually back you up. So if you're not using Xactimate, that's the first thing I want to say. Get schooled in it. I've got lots of videos over here on YouTube. I've got a full X1 walkthrough. If you've never opened the program, I have a full walkthrough tutorial for you, about 45 minutes long, and that'll get you up and running. But I definitely recommend you start using the software now rather than waiting and sleeping on it, especially in storm season. I know people are like, it's so busy, we don't know what to do with ourselves. It's like, okay, stop losing money on all of these jobs that you're doing. Learn the right way to do it, and then you're going to get exponentially more money because you're doing it the right way the first time. So anyways, all of that to say, if you're not using Xactimate, those are my reasons why you should look at using it. Secondly, if you are using it, let me show you a couple things in the software that you can do to bump up your professionality and the way that you look with the homeowner, with the adjuster, and all of that. I got a couple tips for you there, so I'm going to take you over to Xactimate. So to start off with, to make your estimate look more professional, you're going to want to add what's called a company header. So you can see here, if you're used to using Xactimate, this is where State Farm's logo would be, and it would have State Farm and the name of their address and everything listed here. And so I have one where I filled it out. This is called your company header up here, and it just makes it look more professional. When you turn your estimate and it looks like this, it's not branded. Every page, is blank up there, and it indicates to a lot of adjusters that you don't quite know what you're doing. And it just, with everything branded, it brings a level of professionality to the situation, and especially with the homeowner, to let them know, hey, I'm a legitimate contractor. I am a certified user. You can put your certification number up there. General contractor license number also helps, as you can see here. So that's the first thing, is what's called your company header. Secondly is the opening statement. So you can use a lot of cool things here in this real estate. I talk about overhead and profit and why it's required, and this isn't so much for the adjuster, it's really for the homeowner conversation. But when you have it blank, you're leaving a lot of blank real estate that could be added to protect yourself with a copyright, maybe that this estimate may not be used to go shop, or whatever you want to put here. It just fills in that space and just makes it look more like you know what you're doing. So how do we do that in Xactimate? Let me show you really quick. You're going to want to go to claim info once you're in the estimate, and you're going to want to go to parameters here at the top of the screen. Scroll down, and then you're going to see company header and opening statement. You can also add a closing statement. I don't really use that. It gets hidden way at the back of the report. I think it comes in right before the end of the line items, or somewhere down here. So I don't find it to be that useful. It's kind of buried. To create your company header, if you don't have one already, or if you just want to select the one that you do have, you can go to this hamburger menu right here, go to add and fill everything out. You can actually upload an image with your logo if you need to. And then with your opening statement, you're going to want to go ahead and you can edit, or if you have one saved, or if you would like to save a new one, you can go ahead and do the same thing and either select one off the list or add a new one there and then save it. And that'll fill out those two areas for you. I have one here for us that I've already filled out, as you can see. If you want to go even more, take an even bigger step forward and go farther, you can actually go to the main part of the program, what we call the dashboard. Go to Preferences and go to General, and down here in your Preferences, it might be in the project here. Yeah, Project. Okay, so Preferences and Project, you're going to see where you can put the company header opening statement on every single estimate going forward. You don't have to remember to go in to that parameter section. It'll autofill it for you here. So that's just taking a step further and automating the process. Once you get these created, feel free to go over there, and I think you can actually create them right here if you would like to, out in the dashboard preferences under project. So take a look at that, and that's something that really makes your estimate go to the next level with the professionality. Now, so the other thing that I see happen a lot is that people will submit their estimate with all of the line items numbers out of whack. So you can see here on my screen, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. But when you go into an estimate, you start building your estimate in the estimate items screen, you're going to see that as you start to add some of these things, let's say we add some ice and water shield, and then maybe some drip edge, we can go ahead and you'll start to see here on my screen, it starts to skip numbers. Do you see that there? That it already, with my ice and water shield, it skipped from 8 all the way to 10. So if I go over to my documents and I look at that report, I'll do a preview here, you can see, oh, what's going on? She's missing something. It just looks kind of wacky. And if you're really got a lot of line items flying around and a couple trades, it can get all over the place with your line item numbers. So with the second piece to the being professional on your estimates, I would say you always remember to resequence your line numbers. So if you would like to do that, you do need to be in documents and reports, and you'll see this section here, resequence line numbers. That's going to make my line items all line up in a row, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. The other thing that you can do is set this up to automatically resequence every time you go to print report or print a PDF. And you do that in the same area of the dashboard under preferences, and then under project, you're going to want to scroll down to the very bottom, and it says resequence line numbers. Prompt on print is the one that I like to have selected, because we don't really complete our estimates as contractors. If you're an adjuster, you're required to complete your estimates, but as a contractor, we hardly ever do that. I would recommend prompt on print, and that's going to make you look super professional without you having to remember whether you clicked resequence or not. It's going to do it automatically for you every time you write an estimate. The last thing I'm going to tell you here today is how to not leave line items behind. And the way you do that is with one simple and easy trick. And most people don't know what they don't know. And it's by going to the click for detail on your line item. Now, if you're like, okay, Elena, I already know what click for detail is, let me show you a couple things that you may not have seen before. So stick with me. Even if you know what the click for detail is, I'm going to show you a couple of tricks. If you don't know what click for detail is, it's super easy to find. You have to add the line item first, click on the line item, and then make sure you have item image selected over here, because if you have any of these other ones, you won't see your click for detail. But there it is, click for detail. It shows you the picture of the line item that you're dealing with, the labor or material. And then giving a quick read through here, especially if you're on one of the major components of a trade. So here I am on the replacement of the shingles. You can see there's a lot of the description here. But there are things like hand loading to the roof that you can show the adjuster, hey, look, I am having to add extra labor to hand carry the materials away from the roof to the dumpster that I had to park at the curb because they don't have a driveway, they don't have alley access. I have a special situation on my hands, and the line item pricing only reflects material components that are surveyed as roof stock pricing. Okay, so some interesting things. Abnormal material delivery pickup, delivery outside of normal range, all of that is not included in this line item. So using your click for detail and really leaning on what's included, what's not, always read the included section. And obviously there's no drip edge or ice and water shield or any of that stuff that are located here in the click for detail. And then what you can do, and this is the pro tip, you can right click on that line item, go to line item edit options there, and item info note. If you do that, it's going to add that click for detail to the little notepad here and just do a carbon copy of what was in that click for detail. So you can remove what you don't need to show the adjuster. Maybe we just need the hand stocked note, and there you go. And then you can even take a step further if you're going to use this note all the time and save that as a note template so that you can go and reference it later in your note template list. I have over 250 note templates that I've saved over the years to help me save a bunch of time and go find the verbiage that I need quickly. So that is how you can add your line item click for detail to show the adjuster why you're asking for what you're asking. So I hope you really enjoyed learning some new things today. This is video number 2 in my 3-part series of the 3 reasons you're leaving money behind on your insurance related jobs. So part 3 will come out next week and you can take a look for that over on our YouTube channel. If you like this content, please like this video and think about subscribing so that you get the notifications that I am releasing new videos. There's a little bell you can click right there that will help you get notified next time I release a video. Appreciate everybody being here. Hope you have a really great day in your business, and I'll see you next week.